Wow. So they're forced to clean up nuclear waste from these
The debris,
test sites,
everything, yeah.
and of course they die from radiation.
Of course. They don't last 3 months. Normal life expectancy when you go to concentration camp is 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah. So they need a lot of those people.
And they just use those people for fodder.
Yeah.
How many people do they know how many people are in these concentration camps?
Nobody knows exactly, but several 100,000 of them. But there's also prison camps, concentration camps, prison camps, and labor camps.
And some people are born into these camps.
Yeah, those are people in the concentration camps. And they don't even get to know the name of Kim Il-sung or Kim Jong-un. They're too below the level. They don't even bother to tell them who the leader of the country is.
And what did someone in their family do that would allow them, that would make them get put into these concentration camps?
So they find out later their great-great-grandfather was working with the Japanese for like a week when the Japan was colonizing or the Korean was starting. They were talking to American soldiers, or they're like cousins of nephews of like some in-law was a Christian, because North Korea is #1 Christian persecution country because they copied the Bible, right? They said, "Oh, Kim Il Sung loves us so much; he's a god. He gave."
Why you up at this time? Well, good morning, though. That was smooth, chat.
Gave us his son Kim Jong-il, and he dies, but his spirit is with us all the time. That's why they can read my thoughts. He knows how much hair I have, and that's how. So when you become a god, you don't need to explain. You don't need to make sense.
So they essentially use the story of the Bible for Kim Jong-il and
Kim Il-sung. Yeah, they copy the Bible. Exactly, copy the Bible.
wow.
That's why, like, I believe that Kim was reading my mind. I mean, if the people believe in the West, like that Jesus knows what you're thinking, why do you think it's surprising that North Koreans believe that?
So someone's great-grandfather speaking to the Japanese would be the reason why they would be raised in a concentration camp and never.
Bro, this shit is crazy. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, these motherfuckers get treated crazy in North Korea. What the fuck be going on? Kim Jong-un. Sheesh. This is Joe Rogan's podcast, by the way. This is not my content. YouTube, so chill, bruh. I'm saying this now. This is not my content. Shout out to Joe Rogan. Let's see. This is Joe Rogan's. You guys should subscribe to him, man. His podcasts are amazing. Oh, I gotta start all the over. Good.
Thanks for coming here. Waste from these
The debris,
test sites,
everything, yeah.
and of
What a-
course they die from radiation.
Of course.
What a
They
perfect
don't last
spot.
3 months. Normal life expectancy when you go to concentration camp is 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah. So they need a lot of those people.
And they just use those people for fodder.
Yeah.
How many people do they know how many people are in these concentration camps?
Nobody knows exactly, but several 100,000 of them. But there's also prison camps, concentration camps, prison camps, and labor camps.
And some people are born into these camps.
Yeah, those are people in the concentration camps. And they don't even get to know the name of Kim Il-sung or Kim Jong-un. They're too below the level. They don't even bother to tell them who the leader of the country is.
And what did someone in their family do that would allow them,
Bro, this
that would
is
make
like
them get put into these
genocide,
concentration?
bro. Like, think about it, bro. He's killing all these people for no reason. That shit is fucking crazy, bruh. Like, what the fuck, my nigga?
Concentration
So
camps.
they find out later their great great grandfather was working with the Japanese for like a week when the Japan was colonizing or the Korean was starting. They were talking to American soldiers, or they're like cousins of nephews of like some in-law was a Christian, because North Korea is number one Christian persecution country because they copied the Bible, right? They said, "Oh, Kim Il Sung loves us so much; he's a god. He gave us his son Kim Jong Il, and he dies, but his spirit's with us all the time. That's why they can read my thoughts. He knows how much hair I have, and that's how. So when you become a god, you don't need to explain. You don't need to make sense.
So they essentially use the story of the Bible for Kim Jong Il and
Kim Il Sung, yeah, they copy the Bible. Exactly, copy the Bible.
wow.
That's why, like, I believe that Kim was reading my mind. I mean, if the people believe in the West, like Jesus knows what you're thinking, why do you think it's surprising that North Koreans believe that?
So someone's great grandfather speaking to the Japanese would be the reason why they would be raised in a concentration camp and never
Yeah.
even be told the name of the leaders.
Yeah.
And that's happening right now.
Oh, it's been happening for the last almost 80 years. Yeah, this has been going on, and as you just ask, what can be done? Kim Jong-un cannot last even 1 week without Chinese regime support. The only reason the regime exists is because of Chinese Communist Party. How do you test missile without oil? Kim Jong-un cannot even drive his Benz in Pyongyang. China refused to not helping the regime. They keep helping Kim Jong-un, keep sending the oil. Even last year, the New York Times covered it. The ship with full of gas oil going to North Korea. So Kim Jong-un could test missiles, even amid the pandemic.
Why does China support North Korea?
I really, I think one is they don't want that democracy come to next door, right? That South Korea, Japan, America is all right next to North Korea geographically. And North Korea is like this almost like a buffer zone for them, for this Western movement coming into their country.
Keep it a buck, man. Y'all cracking her or what, bro? I'm wearing her out, cuz.
And also they think of North Korea more like Tibet or Xinjiang. If they let North
Especially
Korea
how she
go,
looking right here.
then Xinjiang people gonna wanna go. Tibetans gonna be independent. Hong Kong's wanna be independent. So they cannot give up any one of them. So because of the stability and symbolic thing for the Chinese people within the country wants to be independent. So they all wanna maintain North Korea forever. And Mao said that relationship between China and North Korea is like the relationship between your lips and the teeth. Without lips, you cannot really close your mouth and eat. Without your teeth, you cannot chew. So you need each other to survive. And that's how Mao's son died in Korean War, by defending Communist Party in the North. That's how Mao lost his son. That's how he believed that they need North Korea.
And so the Chinese Communist Party today shares a sentiment, and they're using it strategically.
Yeah, they run the dictatorship in North Korea. They run the whole thing. And that's the thing, like, we have not been serving North Korea because we just never named the accountability who is responsible for this crisis. That is China. And of course in American mainstream, they do not want to call out North Korea, China, to committing, genocide. That's why I've been having so many attacks from Marxist, communist, and Maoist, and Leninist, all these people. And North Korea is almost this last country that holds ideological socialism. So it's a very symbolic country. So a lot of empathizers of communism and anti-Western civilization people, they defend North Korea like hell.
But do they, when they speak of it, like the Chinese Communist Party, when they speak of North Korea, do they have a distorted image that they project of what it's like in North Korea? Do they have do they change the narrative? Do they have a story of North Korea that's false, that makes it seem like North Korea is a nice place?
No, they know exactly what's going on.
They know.
Even Chinese people know. When I was
So there's no defending it.
no, even Chinese people see it. Like when North Koreans get captured, Chinese is still better, nice than North Korean guards. They like handcuff off, sort of eye blinds us, but North Koreans come and they put the wire in between here, in between your bones, so connecting all the prisoners together so they cannot run, like cows. And
They
then,
put a wire like through their collarbone.
yeah, so they prevent us to escape. So while we are in China, that's when the outsiders are watching. But imagine what they're gonna do inside the country when there's no camera.
So this is what China does to North Koreans.
No, China catches us and gives us to North Korean guards, and they watch it.
And they watch them do that.
And then they even horrified, but of course they don't do anything about it. There's like, you don't have to go that far, but of course North Koreans do not accepting defection, right? That's why we are defectors, we are not refugees. When we escape, we defy the ideology.
Yes.
That's why North Koreans are not just refugees, they are political prisoners. They are political refugees. They should be covered by Geneva Convention and international law. So China catching and sending us back, that is a crime against humanity. They're breaking the international law.
But no one will punish them for that.
And nobody gonna talk about it even here in the West. Right? Why? I mean, there's a Michelle Obama, right? Nobel Peace Prize giving the girls like captured by ISIS or like Taliban, like Malala. Michelle Obama stands up for the girls who were captured by ISIS and Boko Haram. Who is standing up for North Korean girls being captured and raped in China right now? There are 300,000 North Koreans right now when we are speaking in China and are sexual slaves.
300,000.
Yeah. And most of them are women and girls.
China has incredible power.
Yeah.
I'm
And
too sauce for this shit.
when you
bro. I
see
can't cap.
the power that China has and that they're supporting North Korea and that there's no pushback from America,
Yeah.
what does that feel like to you when you see this, knowing what you went through, and not only knowing what you went through, but the fact that you talk about this openly, you talked about it in your book that came out in 2015,
Yeah.
and you speak about it as often as possible, but yet there's not a lot of support from especially from political leaders.
Yeah.
There's no one is stepping up to say your story.
Yeah.
Bro, on
It's
some
total
real shit, I bet you.
hypocrisy. I mean,
Bit. On some real shit, I bet you Kim Jong-un is trying to get her ass, bruh. No cap. She wrote a book and she talking down on that man name. She just said all this shit about him. Man, he probably got a fat old fucking bounty on her head. No cap. People were getting killed just for not having a picture of them. Just for having a picture of them that's with a little bit of dust on it. And this motherfucker escaped the country and talked shit on them. Talked shit on them and wrote a book about it. She's done. I bet you she got, man. I bet she wants to step foot over that motherfucker. She ain't never gonna make it back.
all these people in America talk about how slavery is wrong. I agree, slavery is the worst thing that we can do to another human being. But why some slavery matters over some other slavery? Right? Like,
Right.
I mean, all these corporations talking about how they do not support the bigotry and racism and slavery.
Like,
It's happening right now in China, and they have business with China.
And they don't say anything about it.
Like, this is the thing. When Hulu made a movie about about assassins, about Kim Jong-nam's assassination 3 years ago in Malaysia.
we gonna finish this up later.